Before we start, I wanted to mention really quickly that we will present to you a story that spans 5 years, and it will appear linear in our presentation. And as you know, it will only be a part of what happened in our lives in that time. I am Rosalie, this is Corina, and our presentation is called Isolation Gave Us a Business.
Okay, so it started all right here where you can see it, on a rainy evening in this cafe in Amsterdam, where the two of us were introduced by Christine, a professor at the University of Amsterdam. We both had many unanswered questions on working as an anthropologist outside of academia. We wanted our work to have impact and drive action and change, but we felt our academic education did not equip us with enough knowledge and tools to do so. With the support of the professor in our alma mater, we started a meetup hosted by the Anthropology department with the intention to host a space that would attract people with similar interests. The location also made it easier for academics to join us in helping us facilitate a space of dialogue between science and praxis. Our first meetup was a success. More people came than we expected. We dove into the specifics and challenges of an applied case, and a lively discussion ensued between academics and applied anthropologists. Other cases and successful meetings happened as we ran this kind of meetups on a monthly basis. This is a picture of a different year. Maybe some of you might recognize your faces there. We had always a very nice mix of applied anthropologists and academic. It almost made you feel that there was no divide between these two worlds. And we wish this could be the case every day in our lives as applied anthropologists.
Then 2020, change of plans for us as everyone else in the world. We went online and changed the topic of our next meeting to how do we thrive in times of crisis. People quickly joined our meetings from several continents, which we were surprised by. And although the conversations that we were having were rough, it was a rough time for everyone, it was very beautiful, and it allowed the two of us to start dreaming bigger together, each in our own houses on opposite sides of Amsterdam. And by the summer of 2020, we felt like this. Some of you maybe did too, but maybe part of that isolation for us was boredom, among other feelings, and it made us want to build an experiment. And so we decided to try and build one. And in the summer of 2020, we decided to do an online experiment. We posted a message on our meetup group and asking for 4 volunteers, and we found them. And we built a little mini bootcamp training that we taught them in the hours before and after our regular jobs in the morning and in the evening. And the volunteers, which we were surprised by, were, well, what we were hoping for. They felt really inspired. One of them wrote a blog post about her experience with us. And we saw that all 4 of them used their experience with us to further their careers and to understand better where they were going as applied anthropologists. That made us again more hopeful. So in the fall of 2020, Namla was born. We brainstormed for 3 hours in a cafe and found a name and started a LinkedIn page. As you see later, we also built a website. This is what it looks like now. And many more experiments followed, and every time we iterated on what we wanted to teach people. Now, in January of 2022, a year and a half later, we were able to teach our first bootcamp in the winter school of the University of Amsterdam. And this was a really big deal for us because it confirmed to us that the training that we were doing, the content that we were building was of quality, and that someone else thought so too. And then later that same spring, we were invited by those 2 lovely Romanian people, together with those 2 lovely Portuguese people, to join into applying for a European grant together. We applied for a Creative Europe grant. And while we waited to hear if we received the grant, summer came, and we met on a hot day in a park, in this park in Amsterdam, with coconut water and strawberries. And we admitted to each other that we were ready to make this a bigger thing, to build this out even further. And so, based on that conversation in that park, in the fall, 1 year ago now, Corina changed her job, and I did this. This is how I felt about it. I left my job completely to try and focus on this.
Yeah, at the beginning of this year, we started executing. We got the grant together with the two partners, and we started executing our Creative Europe grant in 3 European countries, Romania, the Netherlands, and Portugal. By this point, our experiments had evolved into a professional product. We had a bootcamp of 6 training days that combined fast ethnography with iterative design and that coupled institutions with wicked problems, such as inclusion or sustainability, to anthropologists that wanted to take action and solve them. We had something of value to contribute to their anthropological education and to closing the gap that we both felt existed in the academic space around applied methodologies, and that brought us together in that rainy day in Amsterdam on this adventure. Participants told us that our product worked and was useful, and the NGOs we partner with decided to take their ideas further into making them a reality. This year, we focused on social inclusion. Next year, we are doing it again on the topic of sustainability. You will find more on this project on the anthro.art if you want to know more about it. The project is not over. This success made it so that we can dream bigger. We want to work towards building an interdisciplinary training institute for applied anthropology with multiple products that bridge the academic to applied divide and bring more anthropologists in the space of action, which we think the days that we are living now today require. In order to make this possible, we are applying to various European grants, Erasmus+, in partnership with universities and other local actors. If you want to support our dream, get in touch with us in the break. Happy to discuss it further in a different format. Thank you.